Consumer Electronics Show wrapped up in Las Vegas. The annual event showcases the latest and greatest in technology. This morning, we're taking a look at some of the highlights. Joining us, Kelli Grant, Senior Consumer Reporter for SmartMoney.com. Kelli, good morning to you.
Good morning.
So we had lots of technological advances in health and fitness tracking. What did you see?
This is a really big one. We saw actually a 25% jump in the number of exhibitors in this area this year, and it's really everything from if you want to track how well you sleep to how fast you eat. We talked about the $99 Happy Fork. It's a vibrating fork. It's kind of a funny little quirky thing in there. And there's a lot there depending on what you want to track. And really for the consumer, what it comes down to is you want to think about why are you doing this and how accurate do you need that data to be. If you're just looking for some motivation to make sure that you are being active, and being more active is great, then you might be able to go on the cheaper side of things. If you're looking for data to really improve serious athletic performance, or you want your doctor to be able to track this, then you might need to shell out some big bucks to get the accurate versions.
And that Happy Fork, by the way, it sort of watches how much you eat, right? Sort of in intervals?
It does. It measures how fast you're eating, so that if you eat too fast, the idea is you're probably eating too much and having some weight gain there. So if you eat too quickly, it vibrates and lets you know you need to slow down.
That Happy Fork might make me pretty angry, actually. TVs, big talk of the show. And I mean, we're talking ultra high def TVs too, which actually makes me a little bit nervous.
We are. This is, double your 1080p at least in a lot of these cases. And I mean, look, I saw them. They're gorgeous, but I think for most consumers, we're still a couple of years out from anyone really wanting to own one. First of all, because they're expensive. They run easily $10,000 and up. And then there's the content is, that they can't see us yet in all of that ultra high def. So what are you going to watch once you've bought it?
Right, or if they would want to see us in ultra high def.
Yeah,
right, this may not look as good anymore. There's an app for everything out there, and I mean like everything, right?
There is. I mean, we saw this year a couple of highlights, an app that helps you control your kitchen stove, that controls your batteries that you put in other devices, all sorts of interesting things. And there's a lot of potentially added value there, but for a consumer, you still need to check the price points on this compared with other things. In some cases, that app is added value. In some cases, it's maybe a little bit gimmicky. I mean, how often do you really need to talk to your stove?
Right. And when we're talking about those apps, by the way, that can be a really, really big drain on the phone. What can you do about it? Did you see any good solutions out there?
I did. I mean, I feel like almost every other booth is, if it's not an iPad case, then it's some sort of a charger, and there are a lot of innovative charging solutions out there because people do worry, when we use our phones for so much these days, that you're going to run down. We've seen everything from a $300, it's a fuel cell charger. It doesn't actually need to be charged itself. It uses these replaceable canisters, all the way down to a $25 device called the Charge Card that sticks in your wallet, and it's just, you plug it into any USB port. So a lot of different options out there, and really for consumers on this one, you just want to think, how long are you potentially going to be without access to some sort of a power source that you need a backup?
And you mentioned earlier too, you got a lot of the big companies that are out advertising their products or their ideal products, what we could see in the future. And then you've got also a lot of startups that are out there as well. And you think the show really is about those startups?
I think increasingly it is, because these are the guys that are coming up with the really crazy ideas, and they don't have the platform beyond this show in a lot of cases to really get their ideas out there. And you're starting to see, talking to all these vendors this year, they've had campaigns on Kickstarter, on Indiegogo. There's a new site called Christie Street. And these are all places where consumers can actually go in and buy the gadget before it shows up at, say, Best Buy, kind of get in on the ground floor. Oftentimes you get a price break. The catch, though, you want to check the refund policy, because sometimes these startups, they do their best, but they're not able to deliver.
Did you see any cool gadgets or anything cool that these startups brought to the table?
Oh yeah, all sorts of things. $650 electric skateboard that actually goes 17 miles an hour. It's like a easy replacement for something like a Segway. There's a $150 doorbell that provides a live feed to your smartphone, so you don't have to get up to see who's at the door.
Yeah.
Some really fun things along those lines. Voice-activated watches. Just really, really cool stuff for people to look for.
I love this show, and I love talking about it. And maybe one of these days, Kel, I'll get a chance to ride out there. We'll hang out and do this together.
Great.
Wouldn't it be fun?
Wear comfortable shoes.
Exactly. Oh, you're walking a lot, huh?
You're very much walking a lot out there.
Kelli Grant, Senior Consumer Reporter for SmartMoney.com. Kelli, it's always good to see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.